everyone. I hope that everyone is doing well wherever you are. I am so happy that you are here to listen to this podcast because today's podcast is an important podcast, and a lot of people are depressed and don't even know it. This podcast is about depression and suicide, and that's a pretty heavy topic, I know. I do not suffer from depression, but do you? Do I have it? Do you have it? Does your neighbor have it? It's not something that some people may be born with it. I don't know if it's genetics and they are just born with it, and it is a very common medical illness that leads with very negative feelings. The way you think, the way you act. But fortunately, guess what? It is treatable. But like anything else in the world, in your life, you have to want to be treated for it. Again, here's my disclaimer. I am not a doctor. I am not a therapist. But there is help out there for those who suffer from depression. Yes, I had to do my research on Google it, and I Googled it, and I did find some interesting things. That 50% of people who die by suicide are depressed. 50%. Now, that's a lot. Depression is also classed as a mental illness, a mental health condition. It's not a disease. And the cause of depression is due to many things. There is a friend of mine who has a loved one who was a happy-go-lucky guy. Everything was going his way. His job, his family, all his grandchildren. I mean, he has it all. But unfortunately, when COVID hit, quite a few people became depressed. It broke everything in everyone's natural way of living. It's one thing to want to stay home. It's another thing that you have to stay home. And with COVID, we were forced to stay home. And yes, we're all getting out and moving, and the numbers are going up and down, and we are trying to get back to our normal everyday life. But for some, it didn't work. It just didn't happen. What I'm trying to say is the cause of depression can be anything. COVID, the stressful life that many people live for their jobs, for their families, someone's loved one, a child, losing them, a divorce. Yes, a divorce. Illness. Many worries, many things can trigger it. And you wonder why. I will tell you, when I was married the first time and going through the divorce cycle, I didn't understand. What did I do? Blah, 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 blah. I lost all this weight. Was great for the weight loss, but not to worry. I put it all back. Anyway, I understood why people committed suicide. Did I try to commit suicide? No. But I got so down and out. And I thought, oh my gosh, I cannot believe how I'm feeling. And this explains why people do it. I remember the strange thing I'll share with you. It won't make any. I had a phone in my kitchen, and I looked at that phone. And for some reason, I thought it hit me. Depression. I was depressed. What was wrong? And literally, I prayed. And the next morning was a new day. And I cleared my head, cleared the house, got rid of all his stuff. And it was just like a cleansing. But that's what worked for me. But I kind of understood. I was so sad for so long, for months and months, and I thought, what the heck is wrong with me? I'm not going to let another human being make me feel this way. So here I am. And by the grace of God, I'm fine. But I got it. I understood. It was just a moment that I got it. I got why people are so sad and people contemplate suicide. I got it. But many people hide that depression. They hide it and people just think they're quiet. But they're not. They're sad. They're broken inside. They're hurting. Just feeling hopeless. And they don't enjoy anything in their life anymore. And that's where this story is leading to. Not my personal story, but a story that happened to me last week. So, on Facebook, I belong to many groups. Groups that are interesting to me or have something to do with my life. And they're fun and they're support and they're, just something that I like. If I get tired of them, guess what? I leave. Well, excuse me. On one Facebook group, we got a suicide post. Now, on this one exact Facebook page that I'm not going to share the name, they said they just couldn't do it anymore. They were tired. And they were the administrator of this page. And I started to read it because a lot of time on Facebook, I just scroll looking for pictures of friends and babies, family, ever somebody had a baby or something. So this person said that she couldn't do it anymore. So please contact her family, her children. One person had their phone number. And let them know that she just couldn't. She couldn't get up anymore. And it was crazy because every morning this administrator on this Facebook page had a happy good morning. Every single day. Good morning. Hope you have a great day. Remember how special you are. Always, each and every morning. To see this really frightened me and frighten all of the members of this page. So we are all like freaking out. Well, okay, does anybody know exactly where she lives? Does anybody have her phone number? Well, no, we're just a group on Facebook. We don't know. I mean, at least I don't. I don't release a lot of that personal information. It's just to know that there's friends out there your age. There's groups that support what you do, groups that support their kids, just certain types. So luckily, somebody did know where she lived and somebody did call the police and somebody did, the continuous, these posts, and it was frightening because we felt helpless and useless. So we continued, let's pray and don't do this. And luckily, they found her. And she was fine. And she's going to be fine. But I don't think she realized how important she was to us. But that doesn't justify what she's feeling inside, what's going on in her head. Because we don't know. It's like any kind of illness. You don't know what the person is going through. So where I'm getting at this, if you know of anyone that could be suffering from depression or has even said, oh man, my life, I'm just so tired of it. I've actually thought about suicide. That's someone, in my opinion, that is asking for help. And yes, I have had several people, unfortunately, in my life who have mentioned that. And then when you talk to them, they're like, no, I'm fine. I just said that. But why did you say that? What is going on? Go get help. Now, there are doctors out there to help you. That's what they specialize in. They have medicine for you, antidepressants. And you go to the doctor, and I do have several friends on antidepressants, but they are taking these antidepressants not because they're weak and they can't handle life, but because they are brave and strong and they want to lead a better life for themselves and for their families and their friends and their coworkers. And it's working for them. I can't say that it's just adults suffering from depression also. Children, small children in elementary school, middle school, suffer from depression. And a lot of people just say, oh, they're just a teenager. Oh, somebody was mean to her in her class today. No. People do, and small children and teenagers suffer from depression. If you suspect anything like this, talk to your kids or talk to someone get the school counselor involved, because it is serious. You don't want someone who is not treated for depression to start having these suicidal thoughts. Now, again, all these are just my opinions. I'm here just sharing what went through on Facebook. And Facebook, I guess, honestly saved this person's life. So don't hesitate to seek help. Talk to someone, anyone. We all need to remember how important we are, because we are important. We are important on this planet. Planet Earth is where we are supposed to be, and to make a change and do something. So, I do have some phone numbers. There is a crisis text line, TEXT, text line, and they provide free 24/7 mental health support via text message. And yes, everything you share is confidential. They are not going to try to find someone to, put your name in the newspaper or on the internet and say, oh, yeah, Stressful Sally just called and she is really depressed. No, this is a great confidential text number that you can call or text. And if you can use the WhatsApp or just call direct or text, and there will be someone to help you. And that text, I will also put it in the description of the podcast. And that text is 741-741. I also have the number for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. And that is 1-800-273-8255. This is no laughing matter. Depression is very sad. Please take care of yourself. Try to find your happy. Remember, you're not alone in any situation in life, ever. So I hope that you have gotten something out of this episode. I hope so. I hope I helped someone, and if not, that's fine too. But most importantly, go find your blessings, because you are a blessing. And if you are a blessing, that means you are a blessing to others around you. Until later, thank you again for listening to Ticket to Life.